Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks 40k for our latest battle report. Today we have Tyranids versus Space Wolves. I'm going to try and get some revenge on these horrible Nids after defeat to Harry from Dark Artisans. And also we welcome back Geeks member Pete, who with work and stuff has not been able to do any videos for a little while, so it's nice to get him back onto the channel. The mission we're doing today is Purge the Alien. So it's basically kill points. Deployment zones are all mapped out, ready to go. So we're on the snowy wastelands. Space Wolves versus Nids, the old rivalry, trying to get the alien off this planet and reclaim it for the Imperium. Will the Space Wolves this time be victorious, or will it be another victory for the Tyranids? Let's go and take a look at the armies. HQ for the Space Wolves today, I am taking Crom Dragon Gaze. Troops, I've got an 8-man Grey Hunter squad, so in here there's a Power Fist and a Plasma Gun. A 10-man Grey Hunter squad with a Power Fist and a Plasma Gun. No Rhinos, I'm taking on Nids, so I kind of need to sit back and shoot them as much as I can before they get close to me. Fast attack, 3 Thunderwolf Cavalry guys, all with Storm Shields, 1 with the Thunder Hammer. Again, trying to get up. New addition to my army is my Space Wolf Land Raider. In there today will be my elite choice of my Terminators. They are 2 Thunder Hammers and 2 Storm Shields, and the other 3 have the Wolf Claws. So I've replaced my Storm Wolf Fly, which hasn't turned up till, well, didn't turn up till turn 4 in the last battle, with my Land Raider. See if that gets on any better today. Dreadnought, Venerable Dreadnought, we have the Venerable Dreadnought with a Hellfrost Cannon and a Power Fist. Heavy support, we have a Vindicator. Again, hopefully going to be sitting in the back lines, dropping some big shells onto the Nids. Allied attachment for the Space Wolves today. We have my Ultramarines, we have my Sergeant, my Captain even, with a Power Sword. We have a 5-man Tactical Squad, just a standard. And then we have 3 Grav Centurions. So he's got Grav and Grav Amps on them. So that's my 1,850 point list that's taken on Peter's Nids today. Let's go check them out. HQ for the Nids today, we have a Hive Tyrant and we have a Tyrant Guard. So he's got 1 bodyguard there for me to get through. Down here we have a Hormigant, 20 of them. They're going to be running up the board trying to chomp into my Space Wolves. Next troop choice, we have Termagant Brood. There are 10 Devourer and 10 Flesh Borers in there. That's going to be fun to deal with, nice big blobs of Nids. Next troop choice, we have a Tyranid Warrior Brood. We have Barb Strangler in there as well. So elites, we now have a Hive Guard Brood. So 2 of them to get through. Lucky me, that's going to be fun. Next, Peter's taken a formation, which is the Children of Cryptus. So in here there is 8 Gene Stealers and the Spawn of Cryptus, which is the big dude in the middle. Looking forward to getting into him. Over here we have 2 Carnifexes, the shooty version of them. Next heavy support choice we have a Tranifex. It's got Acid Spray, Electroshock, Grubs, Regeneration, all the other fun things this big nasty comes with. So I'm going to enjoy pulling that apart. Next, heavy support we have a Morlock. This is one of your new miniatures, Pete?
So it is.
So new mini Syndrome hopefully coming into play, and he'll be off on turn 1. And then finally we have a fast attack, which is the Hive Crone with dual cannon, scything talons. Again, a brand new miniature for Peter. So I'm hoping that out of his 1,850, he's got 2 brand new miniatures in there. So I'm hoping he gets 2 new mini Syndrome and they die straight away. But let's head over to deployment. Deployment for the Space Wolves. Over this side of the board I have my Thunderwolf Cavalry, Venerable Dreadnought with the Hellfrost Cannon, and a squad of Grey Hunters. In the middle of the board, give me some options on which way to go. I have my Land Raider. Inside of there is my squad of Terminators and Crom Dragon Gaze. They're all teamed up and buddying up to get some kills in. Just off to the side of the Land Raider we have my Centurion squad and my Ultramarines Captain. To the side of them we have the Ultramarines Tactical Squad, and then finally over this side of the board we have my larger Grey Hunter squad and my Vindicator, kind of hunkered down at the moment under some cover of the building, hopefully going to be dropping some shells. onto the Tyranids. Deployment for the Tyranids, we have the Termagants and the Warriors over this side of the board, so they are staring down at my Vindicator and my larger Grey Hunter squad. Over this side we have the Carnifexes hunkered down behind the building at the moment, getting some cover from any shells or las cannon shots that will be coming across at them. Next to them we have Hormigants, Pete? Hormigants, yeah, I got it right. I should really learn Tyranids, but, you know, I can't bother. Next to them we have Tranifex, and then Hive Tyrant. I will learn this, Pete, at some point, I promise. And then we have the Hive Guard, apparently, inside the building. And over here we have the formation, the Children of Kryptos, over here, hunkered down inside that building, facing down at the Dreadnought and the Thunderwolf Cavalry. I didn't think Pete was going to actually deploy anything on this side of the board, giving these guys a lot of ground to make up. At least he's given me something to try and shoot and kill. In reserves for them, there are the Morlock and the what? Hive Crone, yay. Thunderwolf Cavalry have started their charge. They've come round the side of this destroyed cathedral, heading towards the Children of Kryptos that are in this building. Supporting them with a bit of firepower is the Venerable Dreadnought. With his Hellfrost cannon, he can just about see the guys there on the corner, so hopefully be dropping the Hellfrost shell onto them. The Grey Hunter squad has stayed still. The Land Raider has moved forward 6 inches. I'm going to try and get the Terminators and Crom into combat as soon as I can down here, but obviously this thing comes with quite a lot of firepower. The Centurions have moved up 6, trying to get their grav guns into range of some of the big beasts and some of the smaller ones over this side. The Ultramarines captain has stayed still. He's just standing around watching what the Space Wolves are doing. And so are the tactical squad here. The Grey Hunters have moved back a little bit, trying to get some cover from the Vindicator that has moved up 6. So the Graverin should be in range, the Vindicator should be in range, the las cannons on that thing definitely will be, and hopefully the Hellfrost cannon on there. So hopefully we'll put a few dents in these Tyranids as they're going to be swarming towards me on their first movement turn. So let's go see how much damage I can actually do. That was the turn of the big scatter. So the Vindicator opened up on the Carnifex that you can just about make out behind that building. It scattered forward 6 inches, hitting the Termagants, killing 1. That was really helpful, waste of a shell. Down here, the Grav Centurions opened up with their grav guns on the Tranifex. Close. I'm getting close. I'm getting closer, aren't I, Pete? Thank you. Taking off 2 wounds. The lance cannons from the Land Raid opened up at the same target, taking off another 1. The heavy bolters on the front, powering the machine spirited into the Hormigants, killing 3. Over here, the only thing really that can do any damage is the Hellfrost cannon. It opened up on these guys, scattered forward 3 inches and missed everything. So that is pretty much shooting for the Space Wolves. So my 2 things I didn't want to scatter, scattered, but at least I managed to take 3 wounds off the big nasty in the middle of the board. The Children of Kryptos have crept over the building and have come out and are facing off against the Thunderwolf Cavalry. That's going to be quite messy, I think, actually, because, yeah, are they evenly matched? I don't know, we'll find out soon. Over this side of the board, everything has basically steamrolled their way out of the building. You've got the Hormigants, the Carnifexes, and the Tranifex. Yes, I got it right. Have come out of the building, heading down towards the Space Marines down here, the Grav Centurions, the Captain, and the Ultramarines down here, holding this corner of the board, well, this part of the board, now staring off against quite a big part of Tyranids coming at them. The Hormigants did run in the movement phase to speed things up, so they've moved quite far. How far forward did they move, Pete?
I got a bounding leap move of 5. So
bounding leap?
Move 6 and then ran 8.
Move 6, ran 8.
Yeah.
God, I hate Tyranids. Over here, the what? Termagants and the Warriors are just slowly edging their way up the board. Down here, you've got the Guard. You've got the
Hive Guard
and the Hive Tyrant. Just overseeing kind of thing. These guys have, I don't know if you can make that out in the darkness of that building, but they're kind of hunkered down in there. These guys at the back, just overseeing the rest of their baby nids going out across the board, across the battlefield, heading towards the Space Wolves. On a little side note, I forgot to mention about Pete's Warlord traits. So he has the Synapsis Linchpin, which increases the synapse range by 18, so it's normally 12. But he also has the Nord Crown, which increases by another 6. So basically he has a 36-inch synapse range, which is pretty much the entire board, my living room, next door, down the street, and about 4 miles away. So yeah, these guys probably aren't going to be breaking unless I can kill him off. The Hive Guard that are inside that building opened up at the Venerable Dreadnought down here, taking off a hull point. Just managed to get a glance on it. Down here, the Land Raider has lost a hull point, mainly from the electro shock grubs from the Tyranid. Give me till turn 3. I know what that is. And then over here, the Centurions took a lot of fire. I managed to take a wound on the lead guy, but I managed to save everything else. Somehow, miraculously, I managed to save every other shot. Basically, what shot them, Pete? The Carnifexes, Hive Tyrant, and the Barb Strangler. So pretty much everything. During Peter's psychic phase, you managed to get off Cataclysm, which gave this guy and that guy feel no pain. But you failed to get off Warp Blast. Luckily for me, on the Land Raider. So we're going to be heading over to Assault, which is pretty much, I think, going to be focused down this end of the field. Who's going to come out on top over here? Let's go find out. Down here, the Broodlord and his children of Kryptos made it into combat with the Thunderwolf Cavalry. They thought they were going into bathe in the blood of the Wolves and the Space Marines, but the Space Marines stood firm, took no wounds whatsoever.
9 saving throws.
9 saving throws. Yeah. Good old Storm Shields. And I managed to kill off 4 of them. So because they're fearless, we're still locked in combat, so it will go on to another turn. The Venerable Dreadnought has moved round the side of the building, staring down at the big pile of nids in the middle of the board. My Grey Hunter squad has moved up. Managed to get 1-inch roll on move through cover, so that's helpful. My Land Raider has moved up. The Terminators have got out with Crom. They are now staring down the face of the biggest nid on the board. They need to take that off. The Centurions have stayed still. The Ultramarines captain has moved up, trying to give them a little bit of support. The Ultramarines have stayed still, going to be laying some covering fire down into these guys. Over this side of the board, the Vindicator has moved round to get a better shot, and the final Grey Hunter squad has moved around the side of the building again, trying to put some crossfire into these nids here. The Vindicator opened up on the Carnifexes that were in the middle of the board, but it scattered forward, hitting the Hormigants that were there. The Grav Centurions opened up at the Carnifex, basically killing them outright. The Hormigants took a fire from the Grey Hunters, which actually quite a lot of wounds. I think it did about 7 wounds, which pretty much finished off that entire squad there. So all of this, I've still got all this. This is all untouched down here. The Tranifex in the middle of the board, however, has gone. The Land Raider did quite a lot of damage itself to it. I stupidly fired Crom's bolt pistol at it as well, so I can't even go and assault them in my turn. However, what finished that off was the Hellfrost Cannon on focus mode, basically into the bum of the Tranifex that was there, taking it and killing it outright. Down here, we're still locked in combat. I managed to kill off another 2 of this formation, and the Broodlord is still alive. Managed to save the only wound that Pete did on my Space Wolf. So at the moment, these Thunderwolf Cavalry guys are really standing up strong to this assault from the Tyranids. Let's head over to Pete and let's see if he can get some much needed reserves onto the table, and let's see if he can start racking up the victory points, which, to be honest, I don't think it's going to be that long before he does start to claw it back. Pete's reserve of his Hive Crone has come on. He Vector Strike my Terminators and actually killed one of the Terminators. So his first reserve is on. Basically everything else is kind of shuffled up a little bit, trying to get further and further round towards the edge of the board. Round here his Morlock is on. Basically the ground underneath the Grey Hunter started to rumble They looked down as the earth started to part, and then this Morlock came bursting through, killing off 6 of my Grey Hunters. So basically, Peter's killed off 6 Grey Hunters and 1 Terminator in the movement phase, which is the most and the first thing he's killed off all battle. So, well done, Pete. But yay, you. Yeah, so now I've got things right in my lines. I've got this whole big blob coming down towards me. We've still got assault going on down that end of the board. It's not over yet. These Space Wolves have still got a hell of a lot of Tyranids to get through. Peter in the Psychic phase managed to get Cataclysm off on the Termagants down here, so these guys actually have feel no pain. More successfully for Peter was his other Psychic power, which is what, Pete, again?
Warp Blast.
Warp Blast. He hit the Land Raider and has immobilised it, so that's now down to 2 hull points, but it's more important, it's actually immobilised. Rest of the shooting phase, the guard inside here opened up at the Venerable Dreadnought, blowing it apart. It was there, destroying it, so that's a victory point for Peter. Down here, it opened up pretty much with everything at the Centurions. He hasn't learned yet that these guys can take a hell of a lot of firepower. Managed to save, again, about 6-7 wounds on these guys. Managed to save them all, so they're still there. The Flyer opened up with his electro-shock grubs at the Vindicator, taking off a hull point. So, yeah, he's clawing it back. It's 2-1 on victory points at the moment. So we're not that far apart, and there is, like I said before, still quite a big blob down there, and we still have assault down here to sort out. Tyranid Assault Turn 2. Down here, the Space Wolves caused no wounds this turn, but Pete managed to cause 1, so we're still in a standoff down here. Get a distinct impression these guys are going to be tied up all game with these children of the Kryptos down here. It's starting to annoy me now. I want to get rid of them. Get these Thunderwolf Cavalry into combat. Down here, the 2 remaining Hormigants made it into combat with the Centurions. Completely whiffed all their rolls, and then so did the Centurions. So we have a standoff down here between 3 Centurions and the 2 Termagants. However, my captain is there with his power sword, so I think he's going to go in and just show the Centurions how it should be done. So we're going to be heading over to the Space Wolves in a second, but, you know, I do have this big nasty in my lines. My Centurions can't shoot because they're tied up in combat. I have this big mass of Nids coming towards me. I have a Flyer on. I still have his HQ choice, which is hiding down there. And we still have this combat over here, which is taking my Thunderwolf Cavalry out of the play at the moment. So all the action is over this end of the board. Let's go see what kind of counter the Space Wolves can do. The pack leader of this Grey Hunter squad has had enough of watching these Thunderwolf Cavalry guys making a mess of this combat down here. So he's ordered his squad up, getting ready to get into combat over here and join in. Hopefully be able to clear out these Nids. Down here, my Land Raider is immobilised, so the Space Wolf Terminators have had to go forward on foot. More than likely heading down towards Pete's HQ choice, but then we do have that squad there as well. Round here, obviously the Centurions are locked in combat, but the Ultramarines captain has moved round the side, getting ready to charge into combat from behind, ready to kill these guys off. Here, the Ultramarines have consolidated up into the building. 2 of the guys out on the balcony, so we have good fire position on the Morlock down here. The 4 remaining Grey Hunters are ready to go into, well, not go into combat, that'd be stupid. Open fire on this guy, and the Vindicator has pulled back. 6, ready to open up on there, hopefully killing off a large swathe of these Nids that are heading towards me. The Land Raider opened up with one of the Lascan sponsons, the Heavy Bolter and the Bolter, at the big flying nasty Gribbly, taking 1 wound off it, but it didn't go to ground, so that's always good. Power of the Machine Spirit, the left Lascan sponson at the HQ choice, hiding down there. I took a wound, but Pete's putting it on the guard. Down here, the Ultramarines open fire, the Space Wolves open fire, managed to hit both times with the plasma gun, so it's taken 2 wounds, the Morlock has, thanks to the combined fire of the brothers in blue, and then the brothers in slightly lighter blue, grey. The Vindicator shell, again scattered, but it only went 4 inches, so I've killed off one of the warriors, and another 3 of the Termagants, whatever. So that's another little hole created there at the back. Still quite a lot of them coming towards me, though. It's going to be quite interesting. So it's going to be over to assault where the Ultramarines captain is going to go in and hopefully kill them two off. And then maybe down that far end, the Space Wolf, Thunderwolf cavalry will be victorious. So down here, it's drawn combat again. We're still locked in. I took a wound, killing off the front Thunderwolf cavalry guys down to 1. And I managed to kill another one of the little dudes that are with the Broodlords. So we're still locked in combat. It's getting really annoying. These Grey Hunters are going to have to get in there and sort it out, I think. The other combat that was going on was down here. Basically, the Space Marine captain walked in, sliced the 2 remaining Hormigants, with his power sword, and allowed the Centurions to break free and get into a nice little line. Hopefully getting ready to shoot this guy next turn, but he'll probably be locked in combat now, Marlock. So it's going to be over to the Nids to see if they can pull back any victory points and make it equal, because at the moment it is still 2-1. Hormigant squad. Termagant squad. Damn it, it's turn 3. I said I'd get these names right by now. The Termagant squad have moved up, getting ready to go into assault with the Centurions. The Warriors have also moved up with them. The Morlock has disappeared off the board. The flying Hive Crone has flown off the board, but he did Vector Strike down here, but whiffed it basically. And over here, these guys have moved back a little bit, trying to get out of the way of the Terminators. Pete, with the psychic power of the Warp Blast, opened up at the Land Raider, taking it down to 1 hull point and destroying the left-hand side las cannon. That's a little bit annoying. The guards, they are hiding away inside the building there, opened up at the Terminators, killing another 1. So them guys in there probably have been squad of the game for Pete, killing the Venerable Dreadnought and now killing a Terminator off. Down here, all this big blob here opened up at the Centurions. I get the distinct impression Pete really wants to kill these off. Threw everything at them, but I managed to save it all. He also opened up with a Barm Strangler. Over here it was scattered, hitting my captain and 2 of the Centurions, but again I managed to save everything. So it's going to be over to assault. Can we finally finish this assault off, or is it going to be down to these guys, these Grey Hunters? Are they going to have to enter the fray on my turn? Down here, the Termagants.
Yes.
Yay! Got into combat and did quite a lot of damage. Well, quite a lot of hits onto the Centurions. Only managed to convert that into 1 wound though, which I managed to save. Centurions hit them back, killing off 1. However, down here, I knew as soon as I turned these Grey Hunters round, these Thunderwolf cavalry would step up. So finally they managed to kill off the Broodlord and his formation. So the Cryptus, or the Children of Cryptus, or Cryptus of the Children, whatever it was, have finally gone. So they've freed up my Thunderwolf cavalry now to pretty much take the rest of the game to get over this side of the board, more than likely. But hey-ho, at least I'm not giving away a victory point with these 2 squads over here. Once you say that, there is these guys inside that building there. So it's going to be over to the Space Wolves. I'm locked in combat down there, so it's going to have to be a case of Terminators in, Captain in maybe. We've got the Vindicator to open up on the Warriors. We've got the Ultramarines and the Grey Hunters down here as well to hopefully lay some fire down. Yeah, let's see what we can do now. The Grey Hunter squad over this side of the board have stayed still, but the Thunderwolf cavalry have started their charge across the battlefield. They're going hell for leather. They're trying to get into the action now. They've been stuck over that side with that Broodlord all game, so it's time to get into the thick of it. The Terminators and the Ultramarines captain down here have come round, looking at rescuing the Centurions out of the tar pit that is going on down here. The Ultramarines have shuffled round inside of the building, hopefully going to be putting some fires down on the Warriors. The Grey Hunters have also shuffled around trying to get within range, and then I've also got the Vindicator over there to drop a shell on them. So hopefully, plan is probably dead in assault phase, hopefully dead in the shooting phase, leaves Pete his HQ choice and the guard in the building. The Vindicator opened up at the Warriors. Again, it's scattered. Every single time I fire this tonight, it's scattered off wildly. However, I still managed to hit one of the Warriors and kill him. Everything else opened up, the Ultramarines and the Grey Hunters at the Warriors as well. Didn't do anything. There was a bit of a Parallel Machine Spirit pop shot from the Land Raider. Hit, however, Pete managed to make the cover save. The heavy bolters on the Land Raider opened up at the HQ choice, which is all the way back there. Hit it again, but Pete managed to save it. So it's going to be over to Assault. It's going to be a case of the Terminators and Crom going in and the Ultramarines captain. And obviously the Centurions are still in. So let's hopefully free these guys up from the tar pit. And let's kill the rest of these nids off. The termagants down here, the massive Gobi pile has been left down to 2. I've just managed to kill 13 off combination of the Centurions, the Sergeant, and basically Crom and the Terminators have just absolutely smashed them. But they're still locked in combat because there's 2 left. That's a little bit annoying because next turn, why are you saying that? That might save me from the Morlock popping up because he's got his own squad members there. So he might not be able to kill off my Terminators. Pete HQ choice and the Guard have decided to stop being cowards and have moved forward 6 inches, heading probably towards the Land Raider, I'd have thought, for probably an easy victory point. The Warrior has again been a bit of a coward and gone for some cover over there. Over here, the Morlock and the Hive Crone are back on. The Morlock came up through the building, killing off an Ultramarine, and then also killed off 3 of the Grey Hunters that were down there. So I'm left with the one guy with the Power Fist. He's just kind of hiding around the side. The Hive Crone did a Vector Strike on the Vindicator, which has immobilised it and taken it down to 1 wound. So there's a couple of victory points up for grab here. There's a Grey Hunter on his own down there. That's up for a victory point. That's up for a victory point. So the Pete could score 3 victory points here. Pete's HQ choice in the Psychic phase managed to cast Warp Blast, taking off the remaining hull points of the Land Raider, destroying it. So it's another victory point for Peter. His Venom Cannon opened up at the Thunderwolf Cavalry guys, killing off another one. So I'm down to 1 over there, just the one Thunderhammer. Over here, the Hive Crone tried to kill off the Vindicator, failed to do so. The Warrior over there tried to fire at the Grey Hunter that's down there, failed to kill him. So Pete's got 1 more victory point, but it's going to be over to Assault to see if he can claim any more. The Ultramarines captain just wiped out the 2 remaining termagants that were there with no wounds done back. So consolidation, the Centurions have moved 2 inches, they're now free to put some fire down on these big guys. The Terminators have moved forward 5, probably going to go over there, and they're being tailed by the Ultramarines captain. So it's over to the Space Wolves. Can we tidy up these Tyranids? The battle is pretty much over for these Grey Hunters, so they have stayed still. Thunderwolf Cavalry guy has made a charge around to this side of the building where the Guard are, so he's going to try and go into assault through the building. So, yeah, you minus your dice as you go in. Down here, the Terminators and the Ultramarines captain are moving up towards the Warrior. Centurions are taking line of fire on these. The Ultramarines have all come round onto the balcony, trying to get some good headshots onto this guy. And the Power Fist of the Grey Hunter is ready to possibly go into combat. Might be suicide, I don't know. We'll see if he survives shooting first. Crom and the Ultramarines captain had a cheeky little bolt pistol shot at the Warrior. Managed to miss with both of them. Down here, the Centurions opened up on the Morlock, killing it outright. There was a couple of shots on the Ultramarines and the Grey Hunter first, but didn't do anything. But the Morlock is dead, so that's another victory point for me. And now we're going to be going over to Assault down here, trying to mop up the Warriors. The Grey Hunters and the Ultramarines captain made it into 1 remaining Warrior, killed him off quite easily. So we're now moving up towards Pete's HQ choice. In the building, I managed to kill 1 of the Guard off, so there's still 1 left in there. So Thunderwolf Cavalry guy and the 1 Guard are left fighting it out inside the ruins. And we're finally moving round towards Pete's HQ choice. Can we finish them off? The Hive Crone moved over the top of the 1 remaining Grey Hunter down here, Vector striking him and killing him, and then he used his draw cannon on the 4 guys that were on the balcony here, killing off the 3 back Ultramarines. So another victory point for Peter for that Grey Hunter, but he failed to get another victory point because the Sergeant is alive. Down here, getting ready to go into Assault, we have Pete's HQ choice against the Terminators. He opened up with pretty much everything that he got and caused 3 wounds and managed to save them all somehow, luckily. He also passed Cataclysm, so this guy and the guy in the building down there now have Feel No Pain, which might save him during combat. So down here, Crom issues challenge, which was accepted by Pete's HQ choice. So it was a bit of a macho fight to the death. Both did no wounds, managed to save them with Crom. Down here, managed to kill off the guard with the Terminators, but I lost one in return. And down here, the Thunderwolf cavalry guy and the one remaining guard that are in combat traded blows, but nothing was done again. So it's going to be over to turn 6. The Centurions opened fire at the flyer, trying to shoot him in the back as he was flying over the top, but managed to miss everything. Down here in assault, Crom fell. He went down in a bit of a blaze of glory. He went for all-out glory, killing off the Tyranid HQ choice, but fell himself. However, more success than the Thunderwolf cavalry guy. He managed to kill the one remaining guard inside the building. So it's now going to be over to Pete for turn 6. Can I kill off the HQ choice? The Hive Crone flew over the top of the Grey Hunter squad that I thought were done with the battle. They were just kind of sitting down, chilling out, having a beer, having a smoke. And then all of a sudden a Hive Crone came over the top. Vector Strike them, killing off one, I think, Pete?
Vector Strike killed 3.
Oh, Vector Strike killed 3. Okay. Maybe I dreamt it was 1. And then he used his Drool Flame thing and killed 1. Oh, there you go. I knew there was 1 in there somewhere. So we're down to 4 down here. Over this side of the board in the combat, Pete challenged the Ultramarines captain, who decided to stand back and see what the Space Wolves would do. He's not a wuss. He's a little bit. And so we went into combat with the Terminators. Basically, Pete did a couple of wounds, which managed to save me. Invuln saves, and then the Terminators managed to do 1 wound back, which Pete saved with Feel No Pain. So there we go then, guys. That's game. We don't get another turn. Space Wolves are victorious, 10-6. On victory points. That was close. Pete managed to get Linebreaker and slay the Warlord. I managed to get Linebreaker and First Blood in the end. That was quite a bloody battle. I actually thought I had Pete there on turn 2. I'm sure with you watching it, I'm sure you all thought the same. And then his reserves turned up. Managed to do a hell of a lot of damage. That Morlock kept popping up, killing off random things. That Hive Crone flying around, generally ruining my day with his Drool Flame and Vector striking all over the place. And once again, this guy just appears to be immovable with his toughness and his saves and everything else and his attacks. So hope you really enjoyed that battle, guys. That was really good fun. That really shifted. That really shifted. First part of the battle, so was to me. Second part of the battle, I'd definitely say was to Peter there. So Space Wolves are victorious 10-6. So as always, guys, leave us a comment, like if you like, and we'll see you guys soon.